Hi, in this video, I'm going to talk about the difference between anger, rage, and abuse. Hi, I'm Dr. Shawn Horn, clinical psychologist, and anger is a really confusing emotion for so many people. What I am going to suggest is that anger is not the problem. Anger is one of our God-given emotions that we have for a reason. It is there to alert us on something that we need to attend to, on something that we need to take action on. It motivates us, it compels us, it informs us. If someone violates your boundaries, if they hurt you or somebody else, or do something that violates a social rule or appropriate behavior in our society that can be a danger to self or others, I hope you get angry. I hope I get angry. We need to get angry. That is going to get us to have a voice, to say stop. If you see someone harming an animal and you're in a parking lot, you see someone kick a dog or something, you're going to go, hey, stop. You're going to call the police if you see someone mistreating someone. We want to do that. It's very important. So anger is not the problem, but it just can feel really awful. And a lot of times people have been given the message that if it feels bad, it's bad. But we need to correct that rule. Just because it feels bad, it doesn't mean that it's bad. It just feels uncomfortable. It feels negative. We would prefer not to be angry, right? We prefer not to be sad and have grief and anxiety and things like that. I mean, even if we look at anxiety, if we're avoiding doing our taxes or getting a paper done in school and we feel anxious, that anxiety is helping us. It's saying, hey, girlfriend, get going on this thing that you need to take care of, and then you can go enjoy yourself. So emotions are messengers. They're coming to give us information on something we need to attend to. Now, we've been given this message that if we have these emotions, these negative emotions, that they're bad, we're a bad girl, don't be angry, be nice, these kinds of lies that we were told that oppressed us, that kept us from speaking out, and kept us from honoring our boundaries and taking the proper action. And so we were given this message, but also we may have had life experiences where anger was associated with problematic behavior. It was associated with people being rageful. And if someone is yelling and they're screaming and they're throwing things and breaking things, the person witnessing that is going to go, uh-oh, when you're angry, you throw things, break things, and do bad stuff. It's not the anger that's the problem. It's the behavior that was the problem. It was the problem that they raged, that they were abusive. That's the problem. So let's all go back to school rules. When you see little kids on the playground and they're mad, they're not getting in trouble for being angry. They're getting in trouble for their conduct or their behavior. It's okay to be angry, but it's not okay to yell at people or to throw things or break things or to be mean and unkind to somebody in a destructive way. So we teach that to kids. We say, you can be angry, but you may not hit. You can be angry, but you may not call people names. You can be angry. And if you feel that you can't control that anger right now, then let's take a time out so you can bring that nervous system down. Think about in the workplace. If somebody's angry at work for a coworker, they're not in trouble for being angry at their coworker. They would get in trouble if they screamed at the coworker and called the coworker names. So it's the conduct. So we want to be really clear that it's the conduct that's the problem. It's the people in our lives that did not manage their anger well, and that was the problem. It was the problem that they told us that we shouldn't be angry. That is a very helpful resource that we have in our bodies. So some people give themselves permission to misbehave when they're angry. And where that comes from is that in some cultures, what I call cultures, family cultures, they have a lot of invalidation where people are told you don't have a right to feel what you feel, need what you need, want what you want. So the only time that they finally had a right to that is if they brought the level of intensity so high that it demanded correction. So it's kind of like a baby who wants you to come get them out of the crib, and they'll scream and scream, and they'll go, how loud do I need to scream until you come and get me? And so they get a threshold of loudness. They know if I go this loud, eventually you'll come in here and get me. Well, that's kind of what anger does. They can say, I'm angry. Everybody ignores them. I want this. They get ignored. And then they yell and they're ignored. And then they throw the biggest fit ever. And then all of a sudden they get what they want. So individuals who've been programmed with this will feel that anytime they need to express that they have a need or want or a boundary, they need to do it forceful. They need to be aggressive. And then people will do what they want them to do. But there really is another way. There's a more effective way. And we need to learn those skills on how to manage our emotions, how to communicate that emotion effectively. For example, I need to learn skills on what level of intensity do I need to address this with right now. Do I need to have a firm 3 on a scale of 0 to 10? Or is it appropriate to be a 6 right now or an 8? It depends on the situation. So this is what we do in therapy is we equip people with those skills to decode that emotion. What is this emotion I'm feeling? It might not be angry. It may be that you feel betrayed or you feel ignored or you feel violated. And that's what we want to attend to. So we want to decode the emotion and then use our skills to attend to that emotion. And that means that we may need to self-regulate because our nervous system is just poof through the roof and we need to help ourselves to calm down so we can problem solve. And then we need to have skills on how am I going to communicate this to you? So the last tool I'm going to give you before we end today is a very, very important one. And that is that we need to not judge our emotions and make them our friends. So let's give your anger a name. I like the name Red, okay? So Red, when I'm in a situation that someone violated my boundaries and they did something unsafe, and Red just boom, kicks in, and she's like, oh, hell no. We're not going to do that right now. This is going to stop, and I have some things to say. Red is my friend. Like she's in my corner, and she's trying to make sure I'm safe, and the situation is safe. Who doesn't want that, right? And Red has been for so long fighting my battles for me when I didn't show up for myself. She steps in to protect me and to advocate for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop telling Red that she's bad and that she needs to go away. And instead I'm going to pull her in and say, thank you, Red. Thank you for being my friend. Thank you for protecting me. Thank you for advocating for me. And then we can work together on what we need to do to resolve that situation. So sometimes people feel when they experience anger quickly that that's impulsive. That's not impulsive. Impulsive is, I'm so angry, I chuck this across the room. Impulsive is, I'm so angry, I ram my car into the car in front of me. That's impulsive. Quickly feeling emotion is not impulsive. And some people feel that it feels so awful, it's destructive. It's not destructive. It just feels really awful. It's destructive if you let it embolden you to misbehave and have misconduct. So know that it's okay to be angry, but it's not okay to rage out to people. So let's say I want to yell. I go, I'm so mad right now. Or I go, I'm so mad at you. And I'm yelling at you and I'm throwing that energy in your direction. Okay, so it's okay to feel intense, but if I'm throwing it at you, I need to pull back. So the fighting fairly rules are, it's okay to be mad, but no name calling, no throwing things, no hitting things, no destruction to self or others or property. No threatening. I'm out of here. If you don't do this, we're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to give ourselves permission to be angry. We're not going to judge it. We're going to thank Red for being there for us. And we're going to use our skills to decode it. Maybe we take a time out. We attend to it. We do what we can. And when we can't affect the situation, then we pull in other members from our support committee that's inside us to help us. And I'll talk more about that. If you're interested in learning more about decoding emotions and how to attend to them, please come to my website at drshawnhorn.com and sign up for my masterclasses. And as they are released, you'll get information, and then you can learn and join us in that journey. So thank you for joining me today. If you have any questions, please drop them here in the messages. Make sure you subscribe and follow me wherever I'm at and wherever you're at. I'm on Instagram, Facebook. I have Inspired Living Podcasts, and of course, the Shame Sister Show on YouTube. So thanks again. I'm Dr. Shawn Horn, and I hope that was helpful. Let me know. Bye-bye.